Hello there, friend. You're about to enjoy an excellent Snaps game recap as me and Aaron tell you everything you need to know about the game of the title. Hope you enjoy. So Indiana, Nebraska, we talked about it all week long in the Hoosier State. Big time home game, undefeated. Nebraska coming in at 5-1 with some juice to him. Indiana, the big favorite coming in. But, when we talked about it, we're like, okay, yeah, Indiana's good, but like, who have they played? Have they really been tested? Is Rourke really that guy? Nebraska's defense is pretty good. How would Indiana hold up? And, even better. I mean, yeah, they were heavy favorites, nearly a touchdown at home. They won 56-7, and it might not have even been that close. I mean, that Indiana offense is one of the top offenses in the country, full stop. No qualifications needed, no context needed. Rourke's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, maybe top 5. I'll let Aaron adjudicate that. But the design, the execution, it's immaculate. And their defense, Aaron, I mean, I still got to do maybe a bit more of a deep dive on the Indiana defense, but the 2 times I've watched them this season, the front 7 gets after it. And they had Dylan Raiola in a blender, very confused, under pressure all night long, throws a couple picks. Curt Cignetti and the Hoosiers are they're for real, dude.
Oh, yeah, they're for real. They're 7-0. We talked about their schedule as well. Like, they get through this game, then all of a sudden you look at them like they're a legit playoff team. And not only did they get through this game, they dominated, which gives me and Hoosier fans more confidence that this is a real-time playoff team because they are balanced. They're balanced offense to defense, and then within the offense, they're extremely balanced as well. The lines of scrimmage, they dominate versus Nebraska, and that's what Nebraska has at least been for 2 years in this new regime. They've been hard-nosed, tough to run against, get after the quarterback. They can run the football, and Nebraska couldn't do either today. They couldn't run the football, and then they got dominated by Indiana's front. So there's a lot to break down for this Indiana team. I do want to start with the offense first. Rourke is a beast. He's accurate. The back shoulders are some of the best back shoulders you'll see. I mean, him and number 13, the big guy on the outside, it was just too easy. Like, they were playing games with the defensive backs for Nebraska. And then what did that do? That created, we talk about the balance on offense, that created the light box, which then allowed the running game to get going. You saw those things popping off. 215 yards rushing against Nebraska. That happens because the passing game was able to get going early. So, like, I don't know how you slow down this offense right now. They could beat you the pass. They could beat you the run. They're very physical. They are disciplined. This is a damn good football team.
So you're not, and remember, if we go back to that Cignetti article that we broke down in Thursday's episode, every player, coach that works with Cignetti just describes him as a master of game planning, like a true master of finding where like what advantages will work for their team, and then getting his team and his coach staff ready to execute on those advantages. So really, Aaron, like, your only hope to stop the offense is just to be an Oregon or an Ohio State where you will have a distinct talent advantage, and maybe you can lean on that, because it's tough to sit here and see Rourke or Cignetti getting confused or out schemed or outflanked. Like, it feels like at this point with Indiana that, like, maybe out talented could be what ends up getting them in trouble. That said, I think they feel as good as any Big Ten team. Like, I'm not saying that, but you would give them a chance against anybody. I would put them right there with we have the big 3.
I think they could compete. I think they compete with Penn State. I think they could.
That's what I'm saying. Oregon, Ohio State,
Oregon.
I'm putting them in that group. There's now 4 Big Ten teams that you have to pay attention to.
I 100% agree.
It's also the effort. I mean, they're 49-7, and they're playing hard as fuck to keep Nebraska out the end zone for no reason. Sacking the shit out of Dylan Raiola on 4th and goal, forcing turnovers. And that dude, Kamara, every time I've watched Indiana this year, Kamara just lives in the backfield. 6 sacks in the year. As of the time of recording, he now leads the Big Ten. And Aaron, are you ready to admit Indiana, sleeping giant?
I'm not going to admit that they're a sleeping giant when it comes to, like, consistency in college football. I think they have an incredible head coach. And I think, to me, that's the one thing that, if I'm a Nebraska fan, I am very disappointed right now. Matt Rule, year 2, we talk about the hype. We talk about the excitement. You got your quarterback. You went out there and got a good receiver in the portal as well. and you got steamed raced by a team that has won 9 games in 3 seasons. 9 games in 3 seasons.
Hold on now, though. Hold on now, though. This ain't the same Indiana.
Let me finish. Calm down for a second. Let me finish. This is not the same Indiana, but this shouldn't be the same Nebraska either. This is year 2 for Matt Rule.
It's still not, though.
This
but
is
it's just
year
not
2
as
for
good as
Matt
Indiana.
Rule. So did we hype up Matt Rule a little bit too much heading into year 2? Because I'm fine with losing this game because this is a good Indiana team, but you lost 56-7.
Yeah, that's
fair. This is year fucking 2 for Matt Rule. Like, come on, man.
I mean, okay, well, let's calm down. The only reason you're putting so much emphasis on year 2 is because he's done unreal things at year 2 in his previous
But this is year 1. This is year 1 for Cignetti.
Hey, not everybody can be Cignetti. Cignetti affected an overhaul of this program. That's
year 1 at Indiana.
Yeah, but how about this? 80 combined starts from transfers. It's most in the FBS. So this is not the same.
Then. I don't get
that's fine. Look, if you want to make this into a Matt Rule sucks thing, that's fine. I disagree.
Matt Rule sucks. I'm saying it's disappointing. I'm saying it's disappointing.
Nebraska's improved. They have a freshman quarterback that's only going to get better with time. Check out Raiola year 3 and think about how good he's going to be, especially if they invest in weapons around him. And they will. And they will.
I'm with you.
So Nebraska,
year 2 to year 1 is all I'm saying. Like, that is still, to me, you should not get beat by Indiana by this much.
This game is what it is. You got to burn this tape. Nebraska has to be better than they were today. I agree with that because their season's about to get very tough. And they need to avoid it completely imploding. If they can get to 8-4, I think that's still a fantastic year for Nebraska. It's a preseason goal. It should remain the goal, and it's going to be tough. That said, Indiana, with 80 combined starts from transfers, 27 transfer players, 13 coming from James Madison, but keeping where they were already strong, right? They were good in the trenches. They returned 4 of their 5-star offensive linemen from last year. They just did all the skill positions, and then they found a quarterback. And here's the deal. With the resources and the population that Indiana has,
here we go again.
In the transfer portal era, if you're telling me that Cignetti can scout guys like that and manage to get the guys out of the portal that he knows will work in his system, I'm telling you that. And then because of this, high school recruiting increases. That is a team that can be consistently good. I'm not giving them superpower status or anything, but there is no reason that Indiana should be consistently bad. They'll have to prove they can find another quarterback, right? Obviously. But how can you not trust Cignetti? He is the latest in a few coaching success stories we've seen recently where coaches that win at smaller schools over extended period of time finally get opportunities and they kick ass.
I'm just very hesitant to crown Indiana that and Cignetti that at Indiana for multiple seasons when we just watched Florida State implode this season. And what did Florida State do? They went the whole transfer portal route. It worked, and then it bit them in the ass this year. That is so hit or miss to go that route, and I don't believe that there's a legitimate pipeline of high school talent. We went to the recruiting rankings the other day. They're in like the number 55 to 60
I don't give a shit.
right
I don't
now.
give a shit.
Okay, you can say you don't give a shit, but I do give a shit. That is not good enough to build
where they are now. Where they are now,
10-win teams.
Okay, where they are now,
you hit gold. You hit gold with a quarterback this year and some other playmakers, but Indiana is not going to be a consistent team.
Used to be Nick Saban's recruiting coordinator at Alabama. You think Indiana's going to stay in the 50s? Get out of here. Get out of here. That's absurd. That's absurd.
Okay, 30s, anyway, 40s maybe?
It doesn't matter. Whatever. Yeah, get in the 30s and dominate the portal. That's a win. You can make that winning. I agree with you. It's volatile. It's volatile, and it can be up and down. And we've seen countless examples of that. But whatever. We don't need to. We don't enjoy today, Hoosier fans.
Yes,
because this 100%. Is a big time matchup in a home stadium. You dominate. Congratulations. And I'm not defending Nebraska, guys. It is obvious that like Nebraska is better than when Rule took over, but they have not had the overnight success that Cignetti and Indiana has. And to me, that's less on Rule and more about Cignetti and what he's done. Freaking awesome. Oh, well, I'd say that was informative and fun. If you agree, please hit the like button, sub, and we'll see you next time for some more snaps.